Welcome to Tarot 2T. Today's reading will be for April 2023 for the sign of Taurus. If this is the first time to my channel, welcome Taurus. Glad to see you here. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. And if you have been here before, you might notice the layout here is going to be just a tad different. I was, let's say, inspired a couple of weeks ago to kind of change up my format. So it's working out pretty good. I've already done a few readings for April, and I think it's just offering a different level of interpretation that's coming out with the new layout. So that it'll be the 8 cards as normal, but I'll deal additional cards for the advice. That's about the only thing that's changed. Also, I do want to mention, if you're interested in an extended reading, I am taking a tally of each zodiac sign, how many likes I get on the video for the previous time. The next time, your sign will get an extended reading. And I'm doing that because I don't have the availability to do all the zodiac signs. I wish I did, but right now I don't. So just wanted to mention that. And I will be offering personal readings here soon, so keep a lookout in the description box for information if you're interested in that. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this general reading. I do want to mention that again. If it doesn't apply to you, please come back and see me in a couple weeks. Sometimes these readings don't resonate with everybody, and that's to be expected. Okay? Let's go ahead and see what you have going on. Some change here. Okay. So you got a little bit of a focus here on finances for sure. I'm not surprised with a Taurus. You got some changes here with finances that could involve some kind of settlement and negotiation, but the first thing that my eye is drawn to, this is a breakup. You could have exited a relationship of some sort where money, finances, accounts, property were divided up, and therefore that's the change in your financial situation. Probably for the better. Probably for the better. I think it can go either way, honestly, but it kind of symbolizes that status is just a little bit altered from what it was before. But things are very balanced in your finances with the 2 of Diamonds. This does talk about that balance existing between 2 people, to be honest. But if you're not, again, in a relationship, because you are on the cusp of this breakup, which I'm not sure yet if that's a personal relationship. It could be a work situation as well. We'll dig in deeper, obviously. We'll determine that. But what's also interesting is the 6 of Diamonds talks about those options and opportunities to take financial responsibility. But it is kind of up in the air with the Joker energy attached to it. It's also the Fool card energy. If you look at traditional tarot decks, the Fool card represents kind of that unknown element. You don't quite know what the future holds. It can be a little scary, a little anxiety-provoking, but I don't think there's any reason at this point. What I'm seeing is it's just change. It's just mostly change in your finances. Now, I know finances are in materially being secure and stable is important to Taurus. So I just want to rest your mind there. It doesn't look like you're going down. It just looks like things are stirred up a little bit, but they're just shifting and changing. You still have that stability going on here. So look what we have up here, and look at that. The 8 of Diamonds, again, focus on finance. King of Spades, Queen of Hearts, interesting, and a Queen of Clubs. Wow, look at all these face cards. Wow. You could be dealing with one of these signs, so I'll just go through it real quick. King of Hearts, also the Queen of Hearts. That's water energy. Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. The Queen of Clubs, fire sign energy. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. And that King of Spades down here, that's air energy. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Um, this is just causing a little bit of pause for me right here. This could have been who you were involved with. I'm thinking this King of Spades. Perhaps you were the nurturing element in this relationship, because the Queen of Hearts is kind of that nurturer, that motherly kind of energy. She takes care of other people emotionally. But the King of Spades is someone who is not on the same page with this Queen of Hearts. I think this is definitely talking about two different people. And I'm betting one of them's you. And I bet you're on the nurturing side. And the air sign that you were involved with, you just couldn't see eye to eye with them anymore. It's not necessarily that they're malicious or, a person with bad intentions. Just the King of Spades just indicates that you're in disagreement with somebody. You're at odds. And they do have a little bit of power and control, which I'm sure you admired. Not necessarily over you either, just in their life in general. They're kind of a commanding presence. It could have involved what they were doing in their career or their job. The Queen of Hearts also has that power and authority. It's just not as dominating, right? But interestingly, see with the Eight of Diamonds, this is an emphasis on solo efforts, particularly around finance, income. It is the entrepreneurial spirit, but it's about the hard work and effort and time and energy being put forth into something that's paying off. Like you're reaping the rewards from that. I mean, it's very possible that, I know, Taurus, with your readings in the end of 2022, you were very much focused on some kind of new career prospect or income increasing prospect. You were very much interested in bumping up your status, your net worth, your assets, and so you were embarking on some kind of career path that I think was taking you away from home more often than you like. And perhaps whatever was the situation at home with the family, the spouse, that might have fell apart. Hence the breakup. Now with the Queen of Clubs energy, I don't want to ignore these other cards down here. They just could be kind of, other characters floating around in your immediate life here. Like the Queen of Clubs could be a fire sign, could be a friend. Again, has some kind of power and authority, just a more gentle energy around her. I will say her, but it's not necessarily female. She's very generous and supportive. That's why I tend to see like the Queen of Clubs and the Jack of Clubs in particular, like having that good friend who has their own stature in their own right, though. Like they have their own thing going on. They have their own power, but not necessarily, involved with you that closely. Could be a sister, a sibling, of course. Now the King of Hearts, along with the Queen of Hearts, these are like the parental figures. So the Queen of Hearts is the mother, and the King of Hearts is more like the father. Again, that loving fatherly energy, somebody who you can rely upon for advice and guidance, but they have that firm authority and control at the same time. Very emotional, though. Just think of the Heart's energy as being that very watery, emotional energy. It's about nurture and care. Despite how powerful they are, they have that soft side to them. You could have these as people who are supporting you during this change. I mean, there's a significant amount of change in here that I think that you probably do have to have support around you. And I think like your last reading or the one before that, I remember you were being encouraged to remember that you have that support around you. So I think you might have stepped in that direction. Hence, we have all these face guards coming out. Ace of Hearts, you're very much on some kind of new start. Yeah, on the heels of this split. To follow your desires. Not necessarily in romance, but it could be. It's very important that you You pursue what's really important to you. You know, what you truly value with the Ace of Hearts. Again, it's that new start, it's that fresh direction, and you're not compromising your values. Perhaps you did in the past and you're not doing that going forward. And look at that. That is the split. So with the Five of Spades and the Two of Spades, the Two of Spades is that that split that there's no reconciling in this situation, okay? There's no reconciliation. Sometimes that word doesn't come out right. There's no reconciliation with the Two of Spades. Sometimes this doesn't involve a romantic partner. It can be just a friendship. But nonetheless, it's permanent. It's the opposite of balance and harmony. It's disharmony, disconnection. You know? And I think you probably know that. I don't think that's going to come as a big surprise to you. Again, you're being encouraged to remember the support and care you have around you. You probably are recognizing it, like I said, because all these face cards showed up. I can't remember the last reading I had so many face cards come out just in succession like that. So I think you are relying upon this support around you. So things are very secure in your home life in the sense that you don't feel alone, you don't feel abandoned, you don't feel like there's no one there for you. You still have that connection around you with family, friends, support system, coworkers even maybe. Anything else you can tell me about Taurus? Oh yeah. So there's some kind of achievement here. Again, there's a emphasis on finances, for sure, and the achievement might be on the heels again of this split or this breakup that you are satisfied with the results. I'm kind of getting that, and therefore you feel like you achieved what you set out to. It is a completion. So I think the settlement has happened. Again, the changes here with the finances kind of backs that up. But the nine of diamonds also tells me that you are in a better position, at least with this, to take financial responsibility in some way, perhaps catch up on some debts, or maybe even pay off debts. But I do want to remind you, this is still up in the air because it has the Fool attached to it. More opportunities coming your way. So that's not a dead end path. This isn't just like this is where you're going to be from now on. It's looking like something has opened up more potential for abundance. Let's put it that way. Looking ahead. Again, I see the Fool energies being very forward looking, very progressive. This isn't, it can be a little anxiety provoking again because we don't know what's ahead. Maybe we've seen too many scary movies and we just we get attached to that negativity. Don't be that person. Just be more optimistic and forward looking and look at it as the past is the past, but the future has all this potential. There's so many possibilities. If you've read or looked into any quantum physics theories around the universe is full of possibilities constantly. They're being born and other possibilities fade away and they don't come to fruition. So it's all a matter of our focus and how we focus our energy. That's what we're going to pay attention to, and we're going to attract that. That's simplifying it in a big way, but I think there's a lot of truth to it. Okay, let's go ahead and look at your cards of advice, Taurus. I'm not seeing right offhand where there's a big problem, except that you've come out of this breakup. So I'm going to be very curious to see your advice. It must be something I'm not privy to at the moment. And again, if this resonated with you, you would know how it applies to your situation. I don't see particulars. I'm very intuitive, but I don't see particulars. I just get kind of the imprint of what's transpiring. Another card, please, for advice. And my hands are cold. It's spring and I'm still living in cold weather. I'm not too happy about it, although I don't like it when it's 100. So we got the Ace of Clubs that came out, we got the Five of Hearts, and the Jack of Clubs. Eight of Spades, interesting. Two of Hearts, yeah, you're still desiring this companionship, but this is where you're headed. Yeah, you had to let go of this old, I'm going to say old and worn out relationship, but a relationship that had run its course. That's my first impression with that. Now you are being encouraged to take this new start. This Ace of Clubs just kind of talks about, maybe learning something new in general. I'm not going to say it's about career. Sometimes you can apply it to career, like acquiring a new skill, learning a new program, like if you're into like computer programming, or to expand your knowledge level in that way. But it's just about like being open to learning in general, acquiring new information. That would be a very positive mindset at the moment. Now the Five of Hearts does talk about that physical separation. Interesting, it's with the Jack of Clubs. You could have been involved with a fire sign. Even though back here we had this King of Spades that I was kind of honed in on, they could have air in their energy as well as fire energy. Could have been a younger fire sign with the Jack of Clubs, right? It's also, another interpretation I'm getting is the Jack of Clubs, like I mentioned earlier with the the Queen of Clubs, is I kind of see them as that supportive friend. So I'm thinking maybe the separation, it's like you've lost your best friend. The Five of Hearts is not always about relationships ending. It's just physical separation. But I think that goes hand in, especially in the readings when I get both of these, like this Five of Spades breakup and the physical separation. I think we are looking at a Taurus who has ended a significant relationship. You were probably living with them, and perhaps you felt like you've lost, like I said, that friend, that support. They're probably a generous person. It's just that you fell out of touch with each other. I'm hearing you fell out of touch with each other. It's an interesting way to put it. It's not the words I would use. But it's like there's like that disconnection, like when people become distant. Eight of Spades, though. There's something stressful here around work. And you need to relieve that stress. Not sure what that pertains to. We didn't see anything, honestly, that came out about career. I didn't get an inkling about career in here at all. Perhaps it was just kind of thrown in there because there are forces that know better than me. But again, it's leading you to this place of connection and harmony with one person, that special someone, honestly. So, I'll take back this knowledge thing. This new start may have a tie-in with this stress at work, because like I said, sometimes that can apply to career. And if you haven't physically separated from this person, it looks like you're being either encouraged to, or it's occurring and it's affecting you. It could actually go either way, honestly. Seven of Spades, Three of Spades just popped out in your advice. So the Seven of Spades is that something is being revealed here that's stressing you out pretty bad. Some kind of hidden information. That's usually with the Seven of Spades. And honestly, it's not usually very pleasant. Now, the Three of Spades, again, is you being stressed out and worried. Perhaps it's confirming some suspicions you have, or you're suspicious about things. We'll see. Asking for more cards of advice in this situation. Wow. Look at that. Quite the change there. This is all leading up to prosperity and success, Taurus. I don't know how it's connected, but that's what I got. It's going to close out a major chapter for you. So, okay, I'm not going to focus so much on the particulars about like the hidden information, like a detail that comes out that really stresses you out. It's just part of your path. It's part of the process. You know, we all, whenever we're headed, and I think generally humans are headed in the most positive direction they can be, there's bumps along the road, right? And you can think of this experience of this breakup, these changes that are occurring, this stress with the work situation, is all part of that path and all part of that story. And I am drawn to put more cards though, because I'm not quite seeing that connection there. And I don't like to leave it like that. I like to be a little bit more in the know. Not just, this is what it is. See ya. No, I like to be more detailed. Some kind of stagnancy though. Some kind of stagnancy. You know what? The impression I'm getting is that you were in a stuck situation for a long time, and it could be relating to all of this. So the Five of Clubs is that call to break out of a routine, a stagnant situation, perhaps even the way you not just the situation outside of you, but the way you think and feel. There's a call for changes, and this is why this is all occurring. I'm getting that this is why it's all occurring. That's kind of like what I was trying to explain a minute ago about it being part of your path. I don't see you being particularly worried, except here. There's something here that's stressing you out. And if it hasn't come up yet, this hidden information or some kind of detail that you weren't privy to, just be aware and be on the lookout for that it is going to stress you out. It is going to worry you. But I don't see that you need to hang on to that, because you're headed here. This is your advice, okay? Just to be real here for a second. And you've needed these changes to occur. Yeah. And again, I do want to emphasize, because I'm going to close out the reading here. If there's some kind of relationship or some kind of attachment to a fire sign, particularly a younger one, also could be to somebody less mature than you. There's some kind of separation that needs to occur. I don't know if it's a roommate. I don't know if it's this past person. I mean, maybe you did have this breakup, but you're still living with them. That does happen in this day and age. People can't just go down the street and rent an apartment because either they're not available or too expensive, or, it runs a gambit, honestly. At least that's how it is around me. But you are also, I just want to remind you that there's some stress that needs to be relieved in your work. But you are headed towards this harmony and connection with that someone again. So I do feel like I'm talking to a Taurus who broke off a long-term relationship. I think we've established that. And I think you just need to recognize that it's kind of just a thing you're going through right now. It's a process. It's an experience that you obviously need. It needs to change. It needs to happen because there was some stagnancy around it that was holding you back as an individual. And you're, as an individual who needs to evolve. Your life needs to go on and it needs to go forward. And unfortunately, if we are stuck with the wrong person, I've been there myself, it starts to feel like and starts to appear like just being involved with that person holds you back. In whatever manner, maybe you're just expending too much energy on the relationship to begin with, too much drama, too much worrying about somebody else's stuff. And when we come to that point where we recognize we need to detach from that to free ourselves. That's what I'm seeing. You needed to free yourself from this situation. I do want to mention with the Eight of Spades and the relief around work. This could have been the work you were putting into this relationship. It doesn't necessarily concretely mean it's about your career, because that didn't come up at all in here, and I'm tempted to think that work is some other type of work. It's personal work. Again, being too drawn into somebody else's, I want to use the word garbage, somebody else's garbage that doesn't really have anything to do with you, but it affects you because you're involved with them. I think I've made my point with that. Okay, I am going to end it there. If you would like to see when the next reading comes out, I would love to see you again. Please hit subscribe notifications. Also, I have a donation page. The link for that can be found in the bottom description box, and also check that description box in the next few weeks for information about receiving an individual reading. I'm still working out the details, but I'm getting closer every day. And I so appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope it gave you insights. It's always my intention to do good and to share my gift and my knowledge. Okay? I will see you again here soon, Taurus. Take care.